So let me just start. If you are unemployed, if you are out of a job right now, obviously, first and foremost, you need to be trying to find a job. You need to be going about trying to find new work, find any way that you can supplement the income that you were making previously, whether it's multiple small jobs or another big job or something. You need to be trying your hardest to find new work. I know in some industries it's extremely difficult, especially given that some industries have been hit much, much harder by this pandemic than others. And then also, I know some of you own small businesses and things like that that have been forced to close and have since shut down based on what has occurred during the pandemic. And so I know it's a lot more difficult for you as well, but you've got to find something. You've got to find something that you can do to get money into your bank account and to help yourself and your family if you have one. So that is first and foremost. Now, when you do receive this extra $300 per week, that is a pretty big benefit. That's going to end up being $1,200 per month until you are no longer on unemployment or until March, right? So because it's 11 weeks long that they're doing this. And so you will be able to have $1,200 on top of the unemployment benefit that is already there in your particular state. And you'll be able to use that for your living expenses, which is a huge, huge deal, right? You are now going to have a relatively good amount of money coming in each month just from unemployment. Now, obviously, we don't want to remain unemployed. We want to use this money to keep the things in our house taken care of, right? We've talked about this before. We need to take care of needs in this place. No wants, just needs. We need to take care of everything that is essential to our family, and anything else should be remaining in the bank account. We don't need to do anything that is non-essential if you do not have a job currently, because eventually these unemployment benefits are going to run out. And if they run out and you don't have a job yet, then what's going to happen is you're going to have to rely on the money that you already have. And so you are going to have to make some tough decisions if you don't have any money laying around. So don't do anything that's non-essential until you have stabilized your work situation. But take care of everything that is essential. Take care of your mortgage or your rent. Take care of food. And when I say food, no eating out. Cook at home. Make it cheap. Do whatever you can to limit your costs in that place. Make sure that you're paying for your lights and water. Make sure that you are paying for your transportation and keeping your transportation, funded and maintained and things like that, whatever your primary mode of transportation is. And then if you need to go into selling some stuff or trying to find a way to get other cash in your pocket, you need to do that as well. Some people may not need to, but we want to make sure that we can get as much cash in our hands as possible. That way, when this does pass, when we do eventually find a new job, we're not sitting, deeply in debt because we didn't do the right things with the benefits that we were given. We want to maximize what the benefits are, what these benefits are going to do for us. And what these benefits can do for us is give us a stopgap until we can get back to normal, or as close to normal as we can get. And you guys who are unemployed, more than anyone, need to be running on a tight budget, right? You need to be doing a monthly budget. You need, or maybe even more often than monthly, to make sure that everything is being spent on what it needs to be spent on. You need to make sure that your budget is intact, because if your budget is not intact and you're just spending money willy-nilly, it's very, very likely that you could run out of money in this particular season where you're not necessarily making what you used to be making maybe. So this could be a lot tougher place for you. But take advantage of this until you do find a job. Take advantage of this unemployment benefit. And then once you've taken the benefit, once you've found new work, then take the work and go get after it. Go start rebuilding your financial life. And hopefully your financial life is not too torn down from this. Some of you have been unemployed for a while, and so I know you're in a little different place. But if you have just lost a job or something like that, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to rebound, because these things are going to help you to stay on top of your game. But if you've been unemployed for a while, you need to use this money to try to catch up and try to get back to square one, and then you can start doing some other things with it. But use this money for all the right reasons. Don't go and blow it. And then obviously we're all going to be getting the stimulus checks, right? Those who make under a certain amount are going to get these stimulus checks. And that is most working age Americans will be receiving that amount of money. And if you are receiving this amount of money, and you are still working, then fantastic, right? Then what you need to do is you need to use this money wherever you are at in the financial action plan. And I'm talking about this in terms of the financial action plan because I'm assuming if you're listening to my episodes, then you are familiar with it and you understand, okay, if I get some type of stimulus money, that's where I need to go. If you are in a place where you're just beginning the financial action plan, maybe your stimulus money goes towards building your 1 month of expenses emergency fund, or maybe it goes towards paying down debt. Or maybe it goes towards building your emergency fund up to 4 to 6 months of expenses. Or maybe you're in a good place, and I can speak to this a bit. If you're out of debt and everything is going good, then maybe what you need to do with that money is you take it and you give some, you save some, and you spend some, and within that saving, investing, right? So maybe that's what you need to do, or maybe you need to be more generous with it because you've been well blessed by this year. There's a lot of people who've had really, really good years, and that's okay. But it's not so easy to say out loud that you've had a good 2020. Well, do it with your giving, do it with your actions. Give to someone in need, give to people who could use the help maybe if you are in that place in the financial action plan. And so follow the plan. Wherever you're at in the plan, push the money towards that place. And that's where you will best benefit. And we've talked about this previously. If you are unemployed, then, we were talking about the enhanced unemployment needs to go towards just needs and not wants. Well, the same goes for the stimulus check. If you are going to receive these stimulus checks, it needs to go all towards needs. It needs to go all towards making sure you can stabilize the foundation of your financial life. And like I said, don't be using money on non-essential things, because the moment you start using money on non-essential things and you do not have a job, you will remain without a job and then look up later and need money and not have it, but you spent it already. So don't be spending money on non-essential things if you are unemployed. You need to use it all on the needs that you have until you can get back to good, stable, full-time work. And then you can use the money on some non-essential things, and or wherever you're at in the financial action plan, pick up in that place and use the money there.